Does an 8,000 hertz polling rate matter? Are we entering the next gen of gaming mice? Can Razer make a mouse that I'll actually want to use? Let's find out in this unboxing of the Viper 8K Hertz. If you follow mice, you probably know that pretty much everything is capped at 1,000 hertz polling rate. So that means that when you're using your mouse, it reports to your computer 1,000 times per second. It's not perfectly divided into millisecond chunks. Depending on your system and workload, it can be inconsistent. And so when I first heard about the 8,000 hertz polling rate mouse, the first retail one, I was kind of like, do we really need this, or is 1,000 enough? But the more I thought about it, the more it started to make sense. And so I'm really excited to get into it. So let's start the unboxing. All right, so before we get into the kind of nitty gritty of does 8,000 hertz matter, let's just take a look at the mouse. All right, it's kind of like an Amazon Basics packaging, but I like it. I haven't used a wired Razer mouse in a long time. It's a message from Razer CEO Min Liang Tan, who loves to make gamery things. It's stickers. It's an instruction manual. Plug it in and it works. It looks like it gives you a breakdown of what the buttons are, what they do, and that's cool. But enough looking at paper. Let's look at this mouse. All right. Yeah, I'm a fan of that bag. So it's nice. They have a little cable management thing built on. The green Razer. It's a braided cable. I mean, this is a pretty good cable. It feels like it wouldn't catch on anything. It feels sturdy. So this is the Viper. So it's pretty similar to the Viper Ultimate or the Viper you can get right now. It has buttons on both sides, which is kind of nice. I'm not a big fan of these buttons. I find that they're kind of easy to press in. It's got the textured side, which is pretty nice. These are the Razer Gen 2 optical switches. They're supposed to be faster, and what I've seen online is that actually is pretty quick to click. Scroll wheel, that's pretty good. It doesn't like build momentum, it just feels like it clicks as many times as you're turning it. I think the textured plastic doesn't feel super premium, but it's not bad. Overall, it feels pretty light. It's 71 grams, so it's not the lightest mouse. There's a lighter wireless mouse with the G Pro X, but 71 grams it's still pretty light, and with this minimal cable drag, that's a pretty smooth experience. They've done a good job having a fair amount of glide pad, including around the sensor, and so it's a pretty smooth experience. And at $79.99, this is pretty par for the course. What's really exciting is the polling rate. And so it's got a 20K sensor. It's considered a flawless sensor, so that's great. But the fact that it's reporting 8,000 times a second is a pretty big deal. So if you guys have used a mouse, it currently is probably using 1,000 hertz polling rate. And if you went down to 500, you could tell the difference. 250, 125, huge difference. The amount of micro stutter, not even micro stutter, macro stutter you'll feel is insane. And a mouse is one of like the most kind of like extension of your body kind of peripherals. Like you use a controller and you're using your thumbs, but that's not like a big part of your body. Here you're doing big sweeping movements, big smooth movements, so you can feel anything. I don't want to get too far into the science of 8K and how that works. We actually did an LTT video covering that, so you can check that out. One of these fingers. This is like the first time that like the mouse I measured is actually, well, it's not even 70 grams.
Put all the cable on it though.
Oh, it'll be more than that though. Just like the end, the USB end will be a lot more. 100 grams. Thank you to our sponsor, PIA. Private Internet Access is a VPN that lets you access services and websites as if you were in a different country. Hey, you're in the US and you want to watch The Office on Netflix? Pfft, you can do it. Go to Canada, dog. It encrypts all your internet traffic and uses a safe, protected IP. You can connect up to 5 devices at once. There's clients for Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, and Linux. And right now, if you buy a 1-year plan for $39.95, you get 3 months free at the link in the video description. Perfect. So for this setup, we're using a high-end gaming PC, but more importantly, we're using a 360 hertz monitor to see if we can see a difference. This is like the highest refresh rate you can get on a retail monitor. Yeah, it's a smooth experience. The cable, I mean, I would have a bungee if I was using this long term. So that's kind of cool. You can change all the buttons, which I think is, if you don't have that, then I don't know what you're doing. Switch it between left-handed and right-handed mode. Choose your DPI. I play at 800. Yeah, 16 is so, oof, can't do it. Let's just do 2, and they're both gonna be 800 just in case. Here we can change the polling rate. That's super cool. I mean, like, let's just try right now. Did it apply? Can't tell. That's not a good sign that I can't tell. I probably feel more in game. So let's start at 8,000. Let's see how that feels. Right off the bat, it's really smooth. I'm excited to compare it though, to see if it's like noticeably smoother than 1,000. Really, it's gonna be one of those things that like in day-to-day use, it's not really gonna matter. It's really for high refresh rate games. So games like esports games, like shooters especially. That's why they released this mouse, which is kind of designed for FPS first, is that this is where you're gonna see the most advantage. So for things like tracking in a game, if you see a head and you wanna track, there's so much more reporting in between the mouse and the computer for that smooth motion. So it should make tracking a lot easier. The difference will be way bigger in high refresh rate games. Like, I did the calculations. If you're getting 69 frames in a game, nice. You would be getting like, at 1,000 hertz, the mouse can report like 15, 14 times every frame. So you're getting a lot of mouse reporting back and forth, or mostly to the computer. And at 8,000, you get like 116, 115 like polls per frame. You're probably not gonna notice much of a difference, but if you're playing at 420 frames, nice. Yeah, at 420, at 1,000 hertz, you're getting like 2 or 3, like that's 2 or 3 polls per frame, versus the 8,000, which would be like 19, 20. It's not gonna be a one-to-one thing where these numbers show you exactly the difference between the two, because there's other factors like your computer and your load that are actually coming into play. But it gives you an idea that at high refresh rates, this could make a difference. So I'm gonna turn G-Sync off, because apparently G-Sync is a crutch for 1,000 hertz mice. But Razer said, yeah, turn off G-Sync if you wanna feel the difference. So what I expect to really feel in terms of difference is the tracking. So I'm gonna take a little bit more time than I normally would, and kind of just like see if, what? That doesn't feel right. I don't know if that's a mouse thing or what's going on, but I keep the same settings everywhere I go. And between mice, it's always been about the same, but 10 feels right today. Maybe, you know what? It feels smoother, but yeah, this is smooth. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with my sensitivity. I know exactly what my sensitivity is. It's like now the difference for smoothness is like me. And like I have a bad habit. I drag my finger on the thing. So like that creates resistance and kind of like a lack of smoothness. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna change the polling rate. Let's go all the way to 125 so I can feel the difference. Oh God. I could not feel it before. I can feel it now. Yeah. You have to be in game to really feel the difference. This is savage. This is awful. Okay, it's not a huge difference. It's definitely like, it's there. It's hard. It's one of those things you probably won't really notice unless you're looking for it and you're like, oh, I just bought this 8,000 hertz mouse. Feel how smooth it is. And it's like, wow. And if I wasn't looking for it, I probably wouldn't immediately be like, whoa, this is a smoother experience. In the same way that like 360 over 240 isn't that much smoother, but it is. And if you're looking for every edge you can get, like I'm expecting pretty much every esport mouse to have an 8,000 hertz like polling rate, probably by the end of next year. Because like, what are esports pros gonna use? The absolute best, the absolute fastest. And like, I'm feeling this difference. I'm kind of like a little surprised. Yeah, it's small, but it's perceptible. It's more perceptible than I thought. When I saw people online being like, yeah, it's totally smoother, I was like, yeah, sure, for sure, dude. Is this the 8,000 hertz mouse you're gonna wanna get? Probably not. I have a hard time recommending Razer products. They don't have a great reputation for lasting a super long time. These new switches seem to be better. I mean, I like the way they click. It's fast. I've seen reports of like it being a faster click than even like a G Pro. But in terms of build quality, let's do the same terrorist hunt with what I think is the absolute best gaming mouse, the G Pro X Super Light. Is this a good experience though? Yeah, this is a good experience. Is it a better mouse? Yes, absolutely, in every way except the polling rate. And so like, I'm not gonna be sad for a while until 8,000 hertz mice are really more standard. In the same way that when 1,000 hertz started, there was a lot of issues. Like the OS had issues. Games aren't really like optimized to take that kind of signal. Like right now, 1000 is the normal. And once every bottleneck is kind of dealt with to handle 8000 better, it's gonna be an even better experience. Yeah, if you're looking at other Razer wired mice, it's a good option. There's, in my opinion, other than the shape, like there's not a real reason not to get it. It's priced at a delicious $79.99 price point. But having a wire, the Razer build quality, like there's things that are compromises. So it's a pretty cool, but it's not done yet. Unlike this video, which is done. Now, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me, enjoying the 8K-ness in 4K. Now,